What up? All right. Spec. Again, we look at the daily chart first, and of course, you got to look into filings. All right, go to Yahoo Finance. Look up Spec. I think it had some news today announcing some distribution partnership with Forbes. I don't know how true that is. Probably some BS, honestly. Anybody can put their own story up at Forbes. So I just see how good the news is. Usually when it's like biotech, I kind of stay away, or any news with Amazon, Tesla, Google, Nexi. Most important, float, right? Float and market cap, the most important. But this, it's odd because this, I think Spec, the market cap was different on Benzinga. That's where I saw it at. Let's see. Go to Spec. Oh no, it's right. Market cap 3 million. I mean 13 million. Float, yeah. It was 4.8 million. Anyways, carry on. Okay, so I draw my lines. It started getting my interest around here. When dip up, you see it breaking out. When it does this, right, you think it's done. When a low float basically goes up in the morning and then it just holds, I honestly don't even bother looking for a short. Honestly, I should start longing these because it's more than often it's going to trap, especially when it's just holding with no volume. Yeah, you got this pop, someone short, probably covered, nice exchange come through, back down. But once that short is out, it goes back to, it balances out back to the price that it should be at. Starts consolidating again with zero volume, and it starts going up. Again, I wasn't watching it here just because I don't watch this. You see dips getting bought up, lower high, lower high, lower high. Very healthy, very trappy. Shorts are trapped. Again, it does this. I'm not interested in shorting here. I was already looking at it when I was around here, and I did have this line already, 137. But I don't want to short this because if I do short it, how much am I gonna make, right? Let's say best case scenario, I get in at 144. What am I gonna make? 20 cents. Get out at 125. Make 15 cents. It just broke out. Once it breaks out, there's no need to short it because what about if it comes and tests the support, and it does. Test, go up, failed, double bottom, and continues up, right? So then I draw my lines. 235, just because of this here and basic consolidation right here. Didn't see much here, but I did like this profile volume, which showed it was a lot. So I'm like, okay, let me trust that volume. It's there for a reason. And then more or less, I was looking around 325. My lines are, they're not meant to be perfect. It's kind of like the area that I'm looking at for a potential short. The line can be at 123 and it might hit 125. For me, I nailed it, right? So it starts squeezing up. Does this, holds back up. Kind of want to short this here, right? Just because the volume is bigger than the rest, but it is not as much. I'm like, okay, let me see if it holds. If not, then I guess I'll just miss the trade because there's too much risk. Even if I did short here 170, I can make 30 cents. Yeah, it could have been good, but I avoided it. came up, failed tough, but it still kept going up. It failed again, so I placed a starter. Again, like I said yesterday, I can at least risk $1 with the starter. Good starter there. I was hoping for 235, hoping for 3. Didn't happen. Nice stuff move. Big volume. Stuff. Just like the stuffs are back to back. Something that did well on this. I typically just have a starter and then possibly another starter. And then here's where I play some size. Or down here if I add more. But the different thing I did now is like I added bigger size. I think I added like half size here. Risking the top or risking like 205. Just like if it ended up holding, I was going to cut it if it broke out or if it didn't break out. Because if it does hold, the odds for it to keep on running are much higher. And my size is way too big to see, let me see if it breaks out. Because if it breaks out, I'm already down, 15 to 20 cents on half the size. That's too much. I'm not willing to risk it. I'd rather cut it for 5-cent loss. And if I'm wrong, I can always get back in. Just because let's just say I get in at 180, this thing is gonna ideally go back to this line here, and I can make 30 to 40 cents, which is good. So if I lost 5 cents versus 40, I think it's a 4R right there. Took some gains. I actually took 500, which is I don't know how much I was in. I think I was in pretty big. Because of this, it held here, and I'm like, okay, if it bounces 185, I'll short it again. Never got it. Took again. I'm taking size. I'm covering way too quick. I should be a little bit more patient. Every time I have big size, I tend to cover much quicker than I should. We get that pop, and then I cover again right before it hits my line. The reason being is like I use the analogy like when you're on lunch and you're cutting in line, you just don't want the peak set to run out. So I'm gonna cut in line. I'm gonna try to get out before before we run out. And I get out, and it keeps going lower. And then I get out my last quarter there, which is, I told myself I'm gonna leave a last quarter for 137. Let it run. Let a small piece go for the home run move, which I didn't follow my plan, because ideally I thought, okay, it's gonna that 155 is a very good support, a really good resistance, which becomes support. I should at least get a nice bounce, so I'll add in later. We're getting a bounce here. A bounce to 174. I will put an order at 174, and not 175, because that's such a psychological number where everybody wants to get in. So I want to get in before everybody wants to get in, and I don't mind risking 2 or 3 cents. This is not like, I'm not here for the cent gain. I'm here for the big run. So even if it goes to 180, so be it. If it goes higher, it gives me better odds, because if it goes to 180, and let's say it does go to 180, I don't remember, it goes to 180 on the way down, let's say I added a 174, I can scale in and hammer in 174 and get in at the same price while it's going my way. So it's good. As of right now, technically I don't know how big the bounce is. I'm only assuming how high I can pop. I can honestly end up breaking out. So I'm only assuming, right? I hate predicting. I like being on the right side immediately. So 174 would ideally be the move. I honestly, 174, 172 will probably get in. We see that. The turn, okay. So if you don't have an order right now, you missed the trade. And if you're chasing 160s. And running the risk of it holding 150s or VWAP, which when support and VWAP are together or within the same, within the same vicinity, it's stronger. That key level is stronger. So this is why I didn't chase, and I didn't get in here because I pussied out. A lot of tickers have been holding lately, and honestly, I just didn't want to give back any gains. But I really wanted to get back in, but I pussied out. Let's see what it does. What do you guys think it's gonna do? Bet. See that 155. So, oh, there it goes. There it goes. Let's see. That 137. Bingo. That last quarter. Honestly, if I didn't cover this, I would have added here. Something that I do is that even if I have even, let's just say 50 shares and it pops, I am more inclined on adding than when I don't have any shares. I don't want to add, which is weird. I don't know. I should at least leave 5 shares, and I would like to add. So if I didn't cover this, I honestly know 100% I probably would have added here. That little, what I would have covered here, I would have covered here, and then I would have covered here the rest. And touched it. Nice bounce. VWAP is rejecting, coming back down. At this point now it's going to do this little, now it's into a new channel between the 150 and the 137. Looking weak. Might break down. Bam. There he goes. Our next level is probably 117. If it pops up to 137, it will be a nice short pop to resistance. And honestly, there it is, 117. Again, not precise. It's probably 118. Yep, 118. And honestly, levels don't lie. Like Scarface says, the eyes don't lie, Chico. And I say the lines don't lie, Chico. And it just keeps going. No real pop, no volume. They're just selling it off. And it just comes all the way back down. But you see this pop back to 125, right? You got, the reason being, you got this there, and you have this here, and it just gives it all back, full round trip. It gave even more on where it opened. So, man, killer trade. I felt like a genius once I nailed this. I'm like, hell yeah. Who's daddy? Not me. So, yeah, I need to stay patient with all of them. I can't just stay patient with a few of them. I've been patient all week, and none of them have worked. The time I don't stay patient, it would have worked. So, like, what's his name? I forget his name, but Mark, I don't know his fucking name. He says you have to follow your plan for all the trades, because sometimes more than half of the times it's not going to work. You might take a small loss, you might take a small win, it might be an even trade. So those 50% of the times that you take an even trade, it might even be a small win. Let's just say $100 each time, or you lose $100 each time. But the times that they do end up working, you're gonna make 20-fold, 10-fold on everything. So you're gonna make back on whatever you lose, plus more. So technically, with this size, let's just say maybe don't cover here, don't cover here, don't cover here. Be fucking patient. Cover here. And the reason I covered here, honestly, lately I've been kind of patient with my covers. One is because of the size. Second, because they've been holding and ramping up more, right? But yeah, maybe just cover a little piece here, a little piece here, like I have. Add, cover, so cut a quarter, cover a quarter, add that quarterback or halfback. So now I'm back to full size. Cover a quarter, coming down. Probably cover one at 117, like I said. Cover here, next quarter, right? And now I just have a quarter left. And I would not be scared out this pot because I'm risking this 137. And if I get out, if it does end up going up, guess what? My average is probably like around here. So I'm still going to make 40 cents. So I'm not scared. I could add here, but then my average will be terrible. But then again, if I do add here and it keeps going down, my winner will be much bigger. So my next line will probably be like right here, 96. But psychologically, once I would have seen, if I would have seen this drop, I would have been in. I would have got out like at $1. I would have gone out like at 102, 103. Again, trying to cut in line, being very pessimistic on my plan, just because that's how it usually works. When you're right, you're very pessimistic, but when you're wrong, you're very optimistic. Okay, that's and then YYAI, nice overextended chart. Again, not the best volume for a first trade day, so terrible, right? Nice, nailed this move yesterday. Comes up, stays weak, comes test us 130 line, which you guys saw I had yesterday. Pops back up right to resistance, right to key level. So the reason I shorted this because like once it opened, it dumped, and I gave it some time. I'm like, what is it gonna do? I put a starter on, but once I forgot what the term is called, but once it dumped, it trapped, I called it. Small size, small loss, nothing that I'm worried about. Started going up. I was hoping for 120. Honestly, 120 to short, and once it failed, I was gonna short. But if it hit 220, to me it would have been very bullish. But I gave it time here. But then here I hammered. I went bigger than here. Gave it time. Honestly, I'm not comfortable at all here. This pop, I'm like, damn, I should call it. But I'm like, nah, maybe it's a pop and then dump. Nope. Start consolidating. I was risking 210. I didn't follow my plan. I cut it earlier just because of the liquidity. Once it broke out, honestly, it would have been impossible for me to get out at 210 if it did end up squeezing, because I would have been out maybe like 215, 216, especially with the size that I had. Hammer back in here, back to the big size. And I just stayed hella patient. I actually followed my plan, risking 210. I had to order 211 because I'm sure there was going to be a lot of orders at 210. And if I hit it at 211, I was going to be one of the first ones out. Didn't work. Literally, I traded this all day. Technically, I hate trading no volumes, no liquidity, nothing. But a lot of times they do work. You just gotta be very patient, and it'll just they will trend down very slow all day. In this case, it didn't. In that case, it didn't work. Honestly, I was after this. I'm like, this is pretty bullish, and the reason I held after hours is because once after hours hit, I was like, maybe they're trying to hold it and then just try to sell it off when no one's looking. Nope. I gave it 5 minutes. Try to hold it. I was like, maybe I cover at 190 and just make a couple cents, probably 2 cents. My average is 195. But I cut it for a 4 cent loss, 4 cents per share loss. Honestly, not a bad loss. Pretty even. But that's it. Honestly, that was my recap of the day. Let me see if I can see any tickers that I would have traded now in hindsight. This is a nice runner. Not interested in it though. Maybe if it hit 5, I would have been interested. No real blow off move. Very choppy. Not interested. Chop, chop, chop. Back down. Traps. You know, kind of just soaks. Back up, higher, low. Up. A little bit of consolidation. Squeezes. And these wicks, longs are getting effed all over the place. So are shorts because it comes back up, you know. And it's just, I don't know what it's doing. And it's doing this, offering comes out, and it just gives it all back. I wouldn't have been touching this at all. I had this on watch today. Yesterday, I think I told you guys I will only short if it gets to 111.50 because of the gap fill. Perfect. It comes up. I was tempted on shorting it here. Didn't want to just because of the choppiness and the low volume, and it could have easily black swan just because we haven't seen one in a while. So I stayed away. It's A plus, but nothing I felt too confident about, and right now I don't want to trade anything that I'm not 100% on. Here I can redo my lines for tomorrow. Do one there. And one right here. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can make this video at least 30 minutes. Yeah, let's do a watch this together. We have this. Nope. And I'm just looking at my scanner real quick. See what ran. EDBL. Oh, nice. I did see this, but I don't think I got shares. Oh, look at that. Top. Nice. I don't know if I would have shorted this. Honestly, I probably would have. You know, it comes up kind of the same idea as the other one. They run pre-market, they hold it, and they just fucking, anybody that was short here, they squeeze them out, and back up we go. Just the volume wasn't great. No, not the best volume, but man, nice range. You can make $2 to $3. If you missed this, okay, cool, whatever. But then you got this chance. If you missed it, you can get in around here. You know, let it top out, get in here in the 10.25s, maybe cover some here. Would have covered some here. Let's see if this pop failed. Add some more, and then probably would have waited all the way down here to cover. Anything else? This could be good tomorrow. Can we see it at 2? Can we see it at 240? Maybe 265. It's running up nice. Nice volume. 58 million in float, which is great for a short. Very choppy. Very, not choppy, but like, yes, choppy, but liquidity is kind of bad, and the volume is not the best. But if we do get a parabolic, I'm definitely interested in. What else? You got this. Nope. Yeah, I did see this morning. I was hoping maybe, look at that. Look how that works. Steven Duck says just look left, or Nate Michelle. Perfect. Back down. You gotta have balls. I didn't like it, honestly. I like shorting stocks that are up 75 plus on a day, especially pre-market. This was only up like 40, 50. Could definitely ran some more. If it hit like 650, 670, then I will start looking to locate. CT, XR. Probably keep it on watch tomorrow, see what it does. Alright, that's it. I got nothing else. I kind of already did my watch list. Let me see what I got. Anything else different? No, I mean, yes, I got this. Nice overextension. Not the best fan of the volume. 1020 could be good. Just on watch. I wonder if it's like a Japanese ticker or not. I mean, Chinese. I gotta look that up. PROX also same thing. Today it looked kind of weak. Maybe tomorrow's red. If it's red, I'm not interested. I needed to at least go to 420. You already know what happens at 420. INDO. Just on watch, former runner, looking for a pop to 425 or 470. Ideally 470. It needs to be a quick move though. And that's running with HUSA, I think. Yep, they're both running. They're both oil stocks. And then I got this on watch also, former runner, looking for a pop to 560. Again, it needs to be a parabolic into these key levels, tons of back holders, especially right here in the 560s. So lesson of my day today was just kind of like on the A plus, hammer in as much size as you can, as close as to the top as possible at lowest risk, and be a little bit patient on covers. Like I shouldn't be covering between 3 to 4 cents apart. This stupidity. Either I cover or I don't, right? You just cover one, and I should be covering at least with this type of range with maybe 7 to 10 cent spread, right? Not 2-3 cents, right? This is like, I'm not making any money. What do I want to make? $200 more with 2 more cents, or well, actually no, because I'm not trading 10,000 shares, right? But like, you know what I mean. So ideally, maybe just cover once and then cover a second time here. There's no need. I mean, this is understandable, right? This was like 10 cents difference, which is cool. This, terrible. Now this, I don't care. I'm just trying to put in as much size as possible. And once it confirms, I'm always adding as much as I can. Of course, I can only add so much. I don't want to keep adding here, which will be awesome, right? If I knew 100% was going to keep coming down. So then I won't be underwater. And this lesson learned here was, fuck, I don't know, man. Just cut it earlier. The thing is, like, sometimes these work out, and I don't have the data when it does, but something to take note here, and this is very important. This is why I lost on WISA yesterday. What was the most important thing? Volume didn't confirm that it was first red day, right? guess what? On the daily, it didn't confirm that it was the first red day. So there we go. In my opinion, I wanted to keep on running. All right, guys. Deuces.